Hello and welcome. Today we are going to fill up one of the CFTs, maybe both of them. We'll see how much time we have. So we've got two new ones here in the workshop. So right now, all I put down is just craft paper. So this is it's craft paper. That's literally what it's called. So this stuff came from Amazon packages. You can actually buy it in tubes. It is literally craft paper. We bought some in case we didn't have enough from packages, but we have plenty. So we put it down in the, and this creates kind of a false bottom. So you can see like some of the pipe on the CFT is sticking through, and then what you're going to do is you're going to wet it. So normally I would hose it down, but it's the dead of winter, and so I don't really want to hook a hose up. So we're going to use a watering can and try and sprinkle it. It's going to be kind of messy, so I've already put the trays underneath to catch anything. Those are just cement mixing trays, and we're going to use our super fancy watering can and kind of fill it up, or I guess not really fill it up because you don't want this thing soaked, but just kind of sprinkle it enough. Doesn't need to be too crazy. You want it wet but not soaked. All right. Get some of these areas that didn't get it. And honestly, that's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be filling it with stuff that's going to make it pretty nasty. So now we fill it. I'm technically going to cheat and take some of our bins that we have and put those on the bottom. And then we'll start feeding them from here. So you see here a little bit of the water leaking out. It's all right. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's water. Yeah, so this will kind of hold it in place and allow us to put the castings in. So like I said, we've got a couple of bins that have been going here. I just use these to kind of start them, so they're just double stacked bins, and they're pretty full. And so these were pulled over, I think, from another CFT, so we just moved them over. So I'm gonna dump them one at a time in there, and I'll show you that. All right, stay tuned. Right, so it's filled. So we have about 2 or 3 inches, I guess, of starter, I guess, on there. We'll add some food. We'll add some shredded cardboard. I'll put the cover on it. I use plastic. Others use full lids. Cardboard, burlap. All of that works as a cover to keep the moisture in and to give them a little bit of protection. Usually the first day or two, we want to leave a light on. That kind of keeps them in so that they know where they belong, and so they don't start exploring. And that's especially important with a CFT because they will go down into the soil. They will burrow down into the soil, and that's a problem because then they drop out the bottom. As I filled it, you could see that some of it fell through, but in the grand scheme of things, not a whole heck of a lot. There's a little bit over there because I missed some part with the paper. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick that up, put it back on top. It'll hold. And then we'll start sifting this in probably a couple of weeks once it's ready. And I'll add about an inch or two of food and then an inch or two of shredded cardboard on a weekly basis. And that's it. So that's how you start one of these CFTs. And if you watch the other video, I'll put a link up there now. It will show you the different types of beddings that we have. For this type, I wouldn't recommend something like shredded cardboard or any of the smaller shredded stuff because it's really tough for the worms to get to it. So your first harvest from a big CFT like this, if it's all shredded cardboard or shredded newspaper or whatever, is going to be shredded cardboard, shredded newspaper, because they're just not going to get through it all. Whereas like a manure, not rabbit because it would be too small, it would all fall through the bars, but something else would be perfect in this situation. So yeah, watch that video and see the different types of bedding that you can use. The majority of them work great for this. Or start a bin, and then once your bin gets, or get a couple of bins, once they get full, you can use that to start this, because we took 3 full 15-gallon bins to get this started. So that's all it took. The worms are already in there. I saw a bunch when I was sifting it out, but they're already in there, doing their job. Yeah, see, there you go. There's worms. They're ready to go. They're digging in. They're probably a little traumatized from the trip, but they're gonna start breaking this stuff down, and then once we add food and shreddings, they're gonna break that down as well and just keep going and make some awesome castings. So, all right. That'll be it for this video. We'll see y'all next time.